All right. Apologies, everyone. We seem to be having a bit of tech issues. I think in future I'm going to go live on YouTube and then post it in here as the OTC live seems to mess up a little bit. But anyway, so basically, I was talking about the plan of action to. So if you want to be a long-term online English teacher or online teacher of any subject or language, in the in the long run, you need to think about moving independent and finding your own students. You can do well for a long period of time working for companies and schools, but you can't scale. Um, with working for companies or create a profile platforms, all you can do is fill your schedule at the best rate that you can charge. Once you've done that, there's no more scaling possible. But when you're working for yourself, once you've filled your own schedule, you can bring in other teachers and you can start filling their schedule for a commission. And you can charge 10% or whatever these, you can charge the similar amount of what the create a profile companies charge. So you bring in students, you charge the student this price, you pay the teacher 10-20% less than that, and the rest is profit. So that's one way you can scale as an independent teacher, which you can't if you're working for schools or companies. In addition, you can also do look at other income sources, such as pre-recorded courses. I have a few pre-recorded courses on. It's actually on artificial intelligence, but it's taught in a way that's suitable for ESL students, English second language students, so that they can improve their English while learning about an interesting topic that's really trending at the moment. So yeah, that's the advantage of working for yourself. So basically, start with online schools, get experience, learn about the industry, how things are, get good at your craft. Get on create a profile type companies where you're kind of in between freelancing and working for a school, out school, italki, Preplay, King Talk. There's lots of them. Get on as many as you can, and then make sure you're spending a certain period of time per week building your own profile up. So that means getting on social media websites, creating video and audio and written content every day, posting it every day, joining Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups or forums where your students hang out, and getting involved, replying to questions, engaging with the community, and you'll slowly start to build a following. And the thing with freelancing is it's very hard to get your first, say, 3 to 5 students. But if you are a good teacher, once you've got your first 5 students, scaling to 20 is actually quite easy. Because especially if you're teaching kids, with kids, parents kind of love to show off and tell other parents that their little Timmy's studying with a teacher from England and their English is getting really, really good. They love sharing that with their friends and family and other parents. So going by word of mouth is really the way that you will scale up quickly. But getting those first 5 students cold is quite hard, and it takes time. You've got to build up a profile. You've got to be what you want is not you messaging students saying you're available to be a teacher. You want to get to the stage where a student comes across your content and they message you, and then you can, usually what I do is a free trial class. So I'll direct the student into a free trial class with me. After the class, I will send them a written report that gives them information on their English level, their ability, and then I'll pitch them on a package, either a 10-hour, 30-hour, 50, or even up to the largest I've done is 200-hour courses. So you want to sell packages of classes in advance. I know some teachers that are independent that still teach in advance and then invoice at the end of each month. I think that's crazy, because when you sell packages in advance, you have more control over disputes. For example, if the student said, I canceled 3 hours before, I don't want to pay for that class, and then you can show the agreement. The agreement I have in most teachers is, if you change 24 hours before, that's fine, you can change. If you try to change or cancel less than 24 hours before, officially you lose that hour. Although, depending on the student and the package that they're on, I may be flexible. Let's say if it's a student and they've just done a 10-hour package and they don't turn up to a class, I'd probably give them a chance and won't charge them, because I want them to be happy. And at the end of those 10 hours, I want to sell them on a bigger package, 30, 50, or 100 hours. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen now and go through some of the questions that I get here at OTC. And if you have any questions as you're watching, please comment below. Harry says, hello, Fraser. You have described my journey perfectly. I think we all go through the same. Those of us that have been in this industry for a long time, it's usually the same process. Start with companies, build up your profile on the side, start teaching privately, and then eventually you get to the stage where you've got enough private students that you can totally leave all the online schools that you're working for and focus on building your own business and your own brand, which is scalable. And then you can start bringing on other teachers and building a school. And then you can also work on those other side incomes, such as pre-recorded courses, self-study courses, which you can sell to your own network of students. All right, so let me share my screen and I'll see what questions I can get through. If you're watching now, please let me know where you're watching from, where you're from, and what you want to achieve in your online teaching career and where you are at the moment. And yeah, any questions you may have. So let me see if this works. I should be able to share my screen here. Okay. All right, everybody, you should be able to see Online Teachers Club. So if you're watching and you haven't joined yet, please join Online Teachers Club. It is free. We're hoping to build the biggest and most supportive community of online language and subject teachers. It's a place to find opportunities to learn about freelancing, to improve as a teacher, and to help others that are on the same path. And it's a place away from all that horrible Facebook spam we used to get in the Facebook groups. I can show you one of the groups, for example. So this is one of the biggest groups we had. It's called Online English Teaching Jobs. And we get a lot of posts every day. As you can see, we got 160,000 members. So if you're watching and you're in this group, move over to OTC. It's much better. But we can go through some of the pending approvals that we get here. Maybe you'll see a job. Like, look at this crap. Like, every day I've got to go through and decline so many, like, crap. It's probably about 1 in 10 posts is good. The other 9 are absolute rubbish. Like, what is this? What's going on here? Why would anyone post this? Okay, I'm an English teacher. I teach online and provide IELTS tuition. All right, I'll approve that. Looking for a foreign English teacher. Okay, that's not an online job, so. See, I'm not going to approve something like this. Like, give a bit more information. Okay, here's a position here. Hiring home-based ESL teachers. Okay, they don't list a rate of pay, which makes me reluctant to approve it. So there's no rate of pay listed. Like, I don't know in other industries, but in online teaching, you need to display the rate of pay in advance, because if not, teachers are just going to waste their time. And not only that, employees are wasting their time going through applicants that are going to decline once they hear the price. So I don't know why they try and hide it sometimes. Okay. So as you can see, this is why I love our new community compared to the Facebook groups we used to have. Okay. Let's see if I can find an actual post here that's not complete spam. Okay, we're hiring ESL tutors. 180 to 210 pesos per hour. What's that? Okay, $11 an hour. Oh, that's Mexican. Filipino. Okay, $3.50 an hour. Is that not too low? So I know the general rate offered to non-natives is lower, but I think it should be at least $5 or $5 an hour. That seems a little low. This group is for $10 plus positions, so this will be declined. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find one more, and then I'm gonna switch over to the better alternative, which is Online Teachers Club. Okay. If you're still watching, feel free to comment. Let me know where you're from, and if you have any questions, or just let me know where you're from and what you're doing, and what you're hoping to get out of online English teaching, where you're hoping to go with your career or independently. As you can see, I haven't seen really one good post yet. Whereas at OTC, we get like, and I don't just want to see job ads. I like at OTC, we get like teachers posting, asking questions, and then other teachers replying and helping them out. Whereas Facebook is just spam, and there's no supportive community. Okay, here's a position. Craving English teacher, 12 to 15 US dollars an hour. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll share this with OTC. I'll share that in here so people can find it. And then we'll go through and have a look at some of the questions here at OTC. Okay. And how much is this? 12 to 15 an hour. And I add a disclaimer whenever I share something I find elsewhere that basically says, I'm just sharing information to help you. I haven't researched the company. Do your own research, all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, so let me go to the news feed. And I did post a while ago asking for questions, and a few people did post a question. Let me just read the comments, and then I'll have a look at the questions there. As a non-native, how can I improve my chances? I have near native proficiency, but because I'm from a non-native country, it has been such a mission to get positions. Did you say you were from Zimbabwe? I can't remember. So there are actually more positions available for non-natives than there are for natives, but the rate of pay offered is generally much lower. So there are opportunities out there that will hire non-native speakers of English. It's just in general, the rate that's offered will be lower, which is why if I was a non-native speaker of English, I would either be freelancing or teaching a different language, because working for companies teaching English, there's so much competition and there's so many millions of people who are willing to do it for pennies. that companies have no incentive to raise the rate that they pay. So unfortunately, freelancing is the only way to start attracting higher paying students. You've got to specialize, find a niche. Don't just say I teach every type of English to everyone. Say I do IELTS. I prepare students for the IELTS test, or I'm a pronunciation expert, and I'll get you speaking in a nice, clear accent. Find a very niche, a specific niche, and then market yourself as that niche. Because if you throw out a huge net and say you do everything, you're not going to get noticed. If you say that you do this very specific niche and you're constantly marketing and advertising yourself as a professional, as an expert in this niche of teaching, then when somebody sees your profile, they're going to see, okay, this is exactly what I need. This is perfect for me. Whereas if they see your profile saying, I'm just an English teacher, I do all kind of teaching, it's not going to, they're not going to notice you as much. So choose a niche, go really deep with the niche, and then start marketing yourself. And you're not going to get a job tomorrow or next week or maybe even next month. It might take 6 months of hard marketing and work before you even start getting opportunities. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. So yeah, unfortunately, you can get positions with online schools, but you may be looking at $3 to maybe $7, $8 an hour max, which is unfortunate. If you freelance and go direct to the student, you can charge your own rate, and you can find what you're worth and what value you have with students, which should be more than what the companies pay, because they charge the students more. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way to go. There was one teacher. She was from Namibia, and she wanted to teach English online, and she couldn't find any opportunities that paid well. And I suggested she set up a italki profile, but instead of teaching English, set her up as a teacher. I forget what her native language was in Namibia, as there's several languages in Namibia, but she set her native tongue as the language that she teaches, and she now has a full schedule. She charges $30 an hour, and she has some students that are she has a big network of teachers who work for the American Peace Corps. So when they're training Americans to go out and work in places like Namibia, they hire her and italki. So she's doing very well, and there's no way she would charge $30 an hour teaching English. So although I'm not saying she can't teach English. Non-native teachers are amazing, and they have a better understanding of, as they've learned the language, they have a better understanding of language acquisition and how to actually learn English than native speakers do. But I'm just being real with what the opportunities are out there, and what I would recommend for you to potentially make more money. And that's teaching probably you might be surprised, like nobody wants to learn my kind of niche language, but you'd be surprised how many people there are around the world who are passionate about learning random languages from different parts of the world. So yeah, because like you can spend your whole life working for these small companies that are paying $2-3 an hour. If that's good enough for you, then fair enough. But high paying positions just aren't there for non-natives with companies. If you go direct and you're freelance, you can set your own rate. All right, let me read some of the questions. How do you ace the interview and get the job? Is it a good idea to say that you are already employed in the interview or on your resume? I wouldn't. If you're already employed with another online school, I wouldn't include that in your resume. If you've had employment in the past and experience teaching with online companies, include that in your resume. Generally, the interviews are split into 2 parts. Most companies will have a short interview just asking you about your qualifications, experience, and your teaching style. And then they'll want you to do a demo class most of the time. you don't have to pass the first interview to do the demo class. Most companies will have you do both at the same time. Often they'll have you do a demo class with somebody who's pretending to be a student, but just somebody who works in the recruitment office at that company. So all I would say to ace the resume, go on YouTube and search for demo classes and watch other teachers doing demo classes and learn from them. Make sure you have good lighting. Make sure your room's well lit, looks professional. Make sure you've got a headset and a microphone that's clear. You don't have to have a big microphone like this. Just a normal headset with a mic is fine. Make sure your audio is clear, your video is clear. Make sure you're smiling and you're looking happy, and you've got a friendly demeanor. And then, depending on the position you're applying for, I give different advice. For teaching for kids, you want to be very friendly, use lots of actions, possibly even use props, bring items that you can use in the class as part of your lesson. You want to offer feedback, but you don't want to offer corrections and feedback to the extent that you could hurt the feelings of the student. So you've got to be smart how you offer. You've got to offer feedback in a positive way that's not going to hurt their ego, especially students in Asia. They can be very sensitive about being told off that they've done the wrong answer. So letting your student know that making mistakes is a good thing, and it means we can learn something new, so that they're not afraid of making mistakes. And watch lots of videos of other teachers teaching, and practice. So Milad, what if I want to teach another language rather than English, Arabic? italki is great. It's hard to get in, and they hire different languages. They hire 4 different languages at different times of the year. So you're going to kind of keep an eye on who they're hiring at what time. So when your language comes up as available, go ahead and apply. italki is really good. But you've still got to be a good teacher, and you've got to present yourself well, and you've got to compete against the other teachers on the platform. But it can be a good platform, and it's only 15%, which is lower than other platforms charge up to 30% and more. All right. This is very helpful. Thank you for the great ideas. Thank you, Ruski. Harry, can I ask about social media to grow? Do you recommend organic growth with quality daily posts for advertisements to boost engagement? Yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do. I wouldn't go ahead, if you're just getting started, don't go ahead and spend a load of money on ads. Because even if you're spending money on ads and they come to your profile's still pretty empty and it's not looking well developed. You want to build yourself organically first. Be patient. Post lots of content. Reply to every comment. The platform depends on the student. So if you're targeting Chinese students, you'll want to be on some of the Chinese social media accounts. But you'll also want to be on Facebook, and you'll want to be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I've found a lot of success on. A lot of students have just randomly messaged me. They found my profile and they've just messaged me on LinkedIn asking for a class. So LinkedIn can be quite good. Facebook too. But then, Instagram, you can even be on TikTok, doing like shorts, teaching English to attract a following. I know a few teachers that do. I don't do TikTok, but I know a few teachers that do TikTok, and they've built a really large following, and they get student requests daily. If you're good at creating short form content that's entertaining, then TikTok might be for you as well. But yeah, build organically first. Worry about ads later on when you want to scale. But I'd say for at least the first 3 to 6 months, you don't even want to think about paid ads, really. Kamoya, does saying I am employed during the interview hurt your chances? Some companies, I think this used to be more common in the past, where companies like didn't like you working for other companies. Now the market's much bigger and there's lots and lots of different smaller companies. I don't think they're generally that bothered if you're working for another company as well. But if you've got other educational experience you can show on your resume, probably don't include that you're already employed in it, just in case. But if that's your only example of educational experience, then you probably want to include it. And you can just be honest in the interview, saying that they only give me 2 days a week of work, so I'm looking for another part-time position or whatever. All right, so let me go through some of the questions in here. So if you're applying to lots of jobs and you keep getting, you're not getting anywhere and you're not finding a position, read this blog that I posted a couple days ago, and it should help give you an idea of what might be going wrong with your application, your resume, and your introduction video, and all the general things that you use when you apply for a new position. Okay, if you're just getting started and you need to learn a lot about the industry and how to practically teach online, please check out the courses here at OTC. We have 2 courses at the moment. This one is a course that I made. It used to be hosted on Udemy, but Udemy pays you like 10%. They take like 90% of the profit. So that's why I hosted it independently here at OTC now. And here's Cornelius. Cornelius's course is more to do with practical tips and advice for actually doing your online classes, whereas my classes are more of my course is more of an introduction to the industry, how to find positions, and it's on sale at the moment. It's $19 this month. Here's some of the students who have taken the course. I probably shouldn't show their names. All right, that's my pitch over. Let's go back to the questions. So I did post. So you can also post your profile here at Online Teachers Club. If you want recruiters to message you, they'll message you within the platform. You can go to hire a teacher down here and go and post your profile. A bunch of teachers have already posted. And a couple of them said they got contacted by recruiters and offered positions. So that's another thing you can do if you want. Just bear in mind that only include information that you're happy having public, as this is, you have to sign up to see this, but like anybody can sign up. So yeah, just be careful. All right, back to the newsfeed. Did post some questions before. Maybe I'm forgetting. Okay, so there's a few questions on this thread that I haven't answered yet, I think. It's Harry. A question about finding students as a freelancer. A lot of people have been asking me, and I don't have the answer as to where I get students, as I get my students from referrals. That's the thing, Harry. It's finding the first 5 students that are hard. Once you've got a few students, building to a full schedule through referrals and word of mouth is actually quite easy, or much that if you're a good teacher and students like you and tell their friends. I have the same question. I freelance face-to-face near my home, but I want to become a freelancer. So I need to build a website and social media. I was wondering if there are any platforms overseas, Asia, Europe, where we can post ads for people who want to learn English. With regards to posting ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, and Google ads are the best 3. But you need to make sure they're directed to the right place. So they need to be directed to a landing page that probably has an introduction video of you, an explanation, and then a link where they can click and either pay for a trial class. So I usually offer free classes, but I offer free classes when students find me organically. If I'm paying for ads, I feel when you pay for ads, you sometimes get a lot of time wasters. So I would set a rate, even if it's just $5 or $10 for the trial class. I'd set a price if I was bringing in leads with paid ads. I'd make sure I set a price on the trial class, just because I feel you get more time wasters when you're doing paid ads. Whereas when you get someone organically, I've always just offered a free trial 30-minute class, and my conversion rate is like 80-90%. It's like maybe 1 in every 10 student won't pay for a class after the trial. So I've never felt the need to charge organic leads for the trial. All right. So the main question is how to get your first kind of 5 students, which is the hardest part. And it's not as easy as, you can go to this website, post an ad, and you'll get a student. It's more, you've got to build your brand. You've got to build your. I'm going to show you my Facebook page for teaching. And it's not that big. I don't have that many members on it, but the quality of the members is good. So I bring in lots of students. Where is it now? Why can't I find it? Okay. So this is my website. I don't post that often, as I already got a full schedule now, and I'm not hiring directly. I hire through a company now that we've set up, and we have some teachers working for me. But when I was just independent and just filling my own schedule, this Facebook group brought in a lot of students. Like I'd post videos of classes. These are from my Vietnamese client. And I post like live teaching that I did. I did an English camp in Bangkok that we actually partnered with a group in Korea. Interesting. It's like a group of Korean parents came over with their kids to Bangkok, and we did like a 4-week intensive English course. But it turned out really well, and we're going to scale it up next year. So there's opportunities outside of online as well. But yeah, Facebook group, just posting lots of video content, things about your teaching, reviews. And I get people messaging me all the time through this profile. And I actually, as I've been focusing on building my online school instead of my kind of personal profile recently, I haven't been really publishing here much at all, but I still get messages from time to time of students looking for a teacher, or parents looking for a teacher for their for their kids. So yeah, you need to build up your own brand. You need to make sure you have profiles on the right kind of social media that is where your students hang out. So depending on the students that you're targeting, it depends on where you want to be. If you're targeting mainly business English, LinkedIn is great. Facebook is, I don't like to say, because I'm not happy with Facebook at the moment, but it's still a good place to find leads. And generally the pathway is, I find a lead, I offer them a free class if they've come in organically. If I've paid for ads, I charge them $5 or $10 for the first 30-minute class. And then after the 30-minute class, I give them I use AI. I'll tell you how I do my feedback. I use AI. So after I do my trial class, I have a GPT set up for this. What's going on here? Okay, so basically what I do is I talk into the microphone right after my class for a minute or so, explaining how the class went and what the student's strengths and weaknesses are, and then it reformats it in a nice well-written way. I can send that report straight to the student right away, so much quicker than typing it myself. So for example, I just had a class with Sam. Sam is from Hong Kong. The class went overall very well. Sam stayed focused for the full class, and his listening skills were quite good. He seemed to understand the majority of what I said, but struggled with a few advanced vocabularies. His weakness was with his pronunciation. He mispronounced the S and the ending T and ED sounds. And also his grammar and sentence structure is definitely one of his weaknesses. He mixes up tenses, he uses wrong tense, and he often adds in the wrong preposition or just totally orders the sentence in the wrong way. So that's something we need to work on. Recommend that we study a course and we work together through Oxford Discover, book number 4. Oxford Discover is a great course as it has separate books for grammar, listening, and then there's a student book and a workbook the student can do for homework. It teaches all the skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking, and we can do pronunciation and things like that, and conversation during the class time. Overall, it will be a great book. Blah blah blah. Make up some more stuff why that book's suitable for the student. Okay, give me an overall report. So that's what I do at the end of each of my trial classes, and then I'll send this report to the student. The report includes the strengths and weaknesses of the students and what I recommend our course should be, what we're going to study. And that depends on the student and what they've said that they're interested in before. Some students just want to prep for an exam. Other students want an overall kind of package. So here we go. This is what it gives me. It formats it nicely. It gives me strengths, weaknesses. So all I do is I copy that and I send it to the parents. And then along with that, I send them my prices, which are, my prices get cheaper the more they book. So if a 1 hour class might be like $50, but if they book 10 hours in advance, it might be $40. If they book, I go down quite a lot if they buy large packages, because students often, it's like selling a gym membership. That's why they want you to sign up for a year, because people lose interest in learning. The parents decide they don't want to pay for classes anymore. So sell as many hours as you can in advance, which is why I offer discounts if for larger packages of hours, basically. And I generally find after the trial class, the student will usually buy 10 hours at a higher price point to start with, because they want to know, they don't want to, like, they're not going to send you $3,000 when they've not got to know you yet. And then after the 10 hours, if it goes well and you've been fair with them with rescheduling and things like that, then they'll usually buy a larger package, like 50, 100 hours or more. Yeah, so that's how I do things. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions there. So to finish today, let me go through a few tools and things that you can use to help you as you grow your career and your freelancing business. So let me just read the message first. I have 100% success rate with my I'm almost the same, Harry. It's like 90% plus. It's very rare that I feel like if a student is taking a trial, generally they have the intention that they want to book a course, and as long as you're half decent, most of the time it will convert. But I do find if you're bringing in leads via ads, you get a lot more time wasters that people are just trying to have a free trial class, which I find you don't get as much organically. I don't know why, but this seems the way that it happens, which is why if I'm putting out ads to bring in students for trials, I charge for the trial. And that kind of gets rid of the people who are not actually serious. All right. Well, I hope my rambling today has been a little bit helpful. So let me show you. This is OTC. Let me give you a little tour of the platform and how it works. At the top here, you've got a big the jobs part. That's probably where most of you will get most of your value from this website, is finding opportunities. So we have here a part at the top. This is sponsored, so companies or people with referral links will pay for spots at the top here. So it doesn't mean they're better. It just means they've paid for a position higher. Then we got a bunch of jobs. Anybody can post a job here for free. We do review it to make sure it's at least slightly decent. Oh, looks like we missed one here. Okay, this guy's asking to teach students. So he's posted in the wrong place, so I just moved that. So that should be in the teacher lounge. Only job posts in the job board. Yeah, so here's the first place a lot of you want to go. Look for opportunities, see who's hiring at the moment, apply for positions. There's a wide range of stuff here. There's kind of the big companies, things like Air Class and what's the other one called? Oh, it's not there anymore. Oh, they mustn't have renewed. Lingo Ace and Lingo something else. It's a really big one based out of Hong Kong, I think. But then we also get like small companies, Lingo Ace. We also get like small companies posting, and I would, if I was starting out now, I'd prefer to work with smaller organizations. Like some of them are not even properly registered companies. You're just dealing with like a group of parents in Hong Kong that are working together to fill classes for students at their school or something like that. I'd much rather find something like that where I can be more involved in the day-to-day things. I can have more control over how I teach, the style of teaching, the rules for booking and canceling and things like that. And plus, generally, you can charge a bit more with these smaller schools, where the huge schools like Lingo Ace, they're just competing with each other, and they're undercutting until they pay their teachers about 10, 12, 15 an hour or something. I'm not sure. But here's the first place to go. Check out all the jobs. If you see one company that you like, let's say I really like Lingo Ace, you can then go to the company list, and we've put together a list of pretty much every company we've found on the internet here. So you can search for it. Let's say Lingo Ace, and here it is. And this just gives you a bit of information about it. And if you hover over the happy face, you'll get a summary of the positive reviews teachers have written about it. And the sad face, you get a summary of negative reviews. So this is a community-built list. We rely on the community to let us know when there's something wrong. Like, let's say my cool class doesn't exist anymore, or it only pays $8, or it only hires natives now, or if something changes, generally we hope that, and it has been going that way, that people have commented, like Ellen let us know, actually Booknote pays $20 an hour, so we updated that. Alison gave us some more companies that actually are closed, and we had them as open on the list. So what we hope to create here is the most up-to-date list of online schools on the internet, and we rely on the community to try and build that. We've also got a voting system here that's not been used too much yet, but you can vote up companies that you think are good and vote down companies that you don't like. For example, you can only vote once per company, per IP address. Don't start using VPN and applying. Like, I'll notice if someone tries to use a VPN to vote like 20 times on one school or something. But that's the second place to go. So first, check out the job board. Then when you want to research specific companies, check out the company list. You can also click on any of the schools, and it will take you to a profile page that gives more details about the school. And there's a place to comment on each one if you add a comment about it. All right. So after you've checked out those places, you can check out our blog if you want. We have some articles regarding online teaching. Here's one about why Chinese online schools are a dumpster fire. So we had a weird issue at one point where there was lots of kind of like really bad players in the industry, and like teachers doing all sorts of crazy stuff, like swearing at students, telling them, arguing with Chinese students about Taiwan, and all sorts of crazy stuff. That's what that's about. Anyway, there's other blogs here if you want to check that out. Next thing is the tools. So let me show you a few tools that are super useful if you're a freelancer. Firstly, Teacher Cal. So this is our platform. We released it a couple months ago. It's still in kind of the early beta testing stage, but you can use it. And basically, it is a calendar for teachers to manage their lessons and for them to manage their bookings, for students to book them. So it's a way to set your availability as a freelancer, send that availability to your students, and they're able to then choose a slot where you are available and request a booking. So here's an example one. Once you log in, watch it not work now. Okay, so basically you can just add slots. You can say how much you charge per kind of group of students. Let's say you work with different clients. It'll calculate your average monthly income. You can make it bigger or smaller. You can make it horizontal or not. The main thing is here, you can keep track of your schedule quite easily. I know as an online teacher, especially when you're working for multiple platforms and freelancing, keeping track of when you're available and when you're not, and when the student asks like, "Hey, when you're available," and you have to like type Monday 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Instead, what you can do is click here, copy student link, and this will give your student, let me open it in a incognito. This will give you, your student will be able to book a class and see when you're free, basically. So they can only see, they can't see who's booked you. They just see slots that are not available, and they can go ahead and book a class. Let's say their name is Dave, and they want to contact online, and you say whatever, please give me a class. So the student can send you information. They can add their email. Oh, what did I miss? Okay. Okay, booking request submitted. So it will show as pending. And then on the teacher's side, you will receive an email saying a student has booked you. And it will also display on your timetable that you've received a booking from Dave. And then you can accept it or decline it. If you accept it, the student will receive an email confirmation of the class time and how to join the class. You can put that in if it's a Zoom link or a ClassIn link or whatever platform you use for the teaching. So anyway, this is available for teachers. I think you get 30 days free. And then I think the price is possibly $5 a month or something like that. If you want to test it out for free, go ahead and test it. And if you really like it, but for some reason you can't afford the $5, send me a message and we'll see if we can work something out for you. But yeah, that's one of the great platforms that we've created. We're constantly improving it. So here are features that are going to be coming soon. You can request additional features on the application as well. But yeah, this is, for me, I use it myself. It's super useful for keeping track of students, called teachercal.com. It's just an easy way for me to manage lots of different clients at the same time and keep track of when our classes are, when they cancel, and so on and so forth. All right, so that's one thing. Here's another thing I think you might find useful. This is called, this is totally free, 100% free, and it is a Google Chrome plugin I built maybe 2 years ago. So I made this without, before AI was a thing, so it was programmed by hand, so please bear with me. But I use this all the time for my students, and basically, I'll show you how it works. So I have it in my other browser, Microsoft Edge. Okay, so let's say you've got a book open here that you're teaching, and you want to kind of keep track of what's going on with the student that you're teaching and what page you got to and things like that. Here is basically a student management system built into your browser. So you can finish the class with Aiden. You can give him some stars during the class. And you can make a note of what page you got to at the end of each lesson, what homework you assigned, things like that. And then when you start with that student next time, you can bring it up. So I teach a lot of the time from PDFs, and I use Edge as the PDF reader because it has a good annotation tool. And I've also got my student management system in the same screen, so it works well for me. If you want to test it out, it's 100% free. You can download it from the Google Chrome web store. Just search for Student Stars. And there you go. There's another pretty useful tool. Okay, just going to read the comments. Kamoya Ellis says, do you know any companies in mind for Jamaican applicants? I noticed that a lot of companies want you. So I don't know a company that would specifically request people from Jamaica, but there are many companies that hire non-native speakers of English. So when you apply, you want to look for the companies that are actively recruiting non-native speakers of English. And unfortunately, the rate is often lower, and you probably have a better time working for yourself and cutting out the middleman in the long run. But I realize that takes time and effort, and it's not instant when you need a job right away. But there are companies that hire non-natives, so just check on the job board. We have a separate job board for non-natives here. Where is it here? Non-native jobs. Click on here, and Reese has been posting here a lot, and there's we get posts here. So all these companies hire non-natives. You can check these out here. Go to the non-native job board. All right. Yep, and Reese has just posted some potential options. All right, more tools. So we've got the student management system built into your browser. It's called Student Stars. Totally free. I use it in all my classes. I find it great. Booking system and calendar. I couldn't find a booking system that worked well for what I wanted. There's things like, what's it called now? Calendly. Calendly is okay, but I just found it wasn't suitable for what I wanted, and it wasn't. There wasn't anything similar to the kind of booking system you have when you work for online schools. So, teachercal.com is the solution for that, and I use it myself. If you want to check it out, you can try it for free. Just go to teachercal.com. And here's one more tool I'll show you to wrap up today. Where is it here? So if you click on access to eslcourseware.com, here is our partner company. It's called eslcourseware.com, and basically it gives you a catalog of pre-made lessons that are designed to be taught over the internet. And they're progressive, so you can take students from gradually increasing difficulty and vocabulary and grammar. And there are various courses on here, from phonics to business English to IELTS. So I'll sign in and show you. Who shall I sign in as? Let's see. This one should work. Okay, so very simple website. Again, at the top, you can award your students stars or ticks while you're teaching the class. You can select a lesson. Let's say we go for a kids class, grade 1, unit 1, lesson 1. And each lesson is interactive. It includes a video or a song for the younger ability lessons. And basically, this is so you don't have to prepare your own classes, and you can tell your students you've got your own material. It even includes some games, so the student has to shout out happy or sad, and you have to click on the right one, so on and so forth. You can open another lesson. Let's say IELTS. There's IELTS classes in here too. So we've also got business English as well in here. Click on adults, conversational. So these are quite long courses. I know it looks like we've only got 3, but the business English course is extensive. You could teach a student for 2 years with the material in here. And same for the conversation classes. The first one's called Let's Talk. So yeah, the idea of ESL courseware is instead of creating your own teaching materials or teaching from a boring sharing your screen at a PDF or a textbook, you've got interactive kind of lessons here that are designed to be taught over the classroom. You can make it full screen as well. And you can share your screen. And of course, you can annotate as well using any kind of annotation tool during the class. So yeah, if you don't want to make your own material and you are a freelancer and you need stuff for your students and you want to be able to easily grab material and teach online, check out our sister platform, eslcourseware.com. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Let me tell you a couple things that we're going to be releasing soon. Firstly, let me check the comments, and then I'll let you know what's coming soon to OTC, because we have a lot of cool stuff coming soon. And then I'll wrap up. I've gone way over time. So Harry says I'm using Google Calendar appointment booking system. It's okay, but it's not perfect. So does Teacher Cal do anything Google doesn't? I've never used Google. I've used Calendly before. So not only is this a way to take bookings for your students, it's a way for you to kind of have a visual, to be able to visualize your week and see how things are. You can open and close slots like this, or you can just double click to close a slot, single click to open. So it's just a convenient way of showing your availability to your student, keeping track of your schedule. Students can also contact you and message you via this. So if they've got the link here, when they open the link on their computer, they will see this. They'll see basically they'll see your availability, but they won't see the names of your students. And they can send you a message, or they can request to book a class. It's just a really simple system for you to take bookings, and also for you to keep track and keep a kind of a visual kind of overview of your week. Some teachers prefer it horizontal, which is why you can set it both ways. And also the time zone's good as well. Sometimes, like, I'll have a Japanese student says, I want a class at 3 p.m. Japan time, and I'm trying to calculate, oh shit, when's Japan time? They can just select it from the drop down, Tokyo, and then they will book in Tokyo time, but it will display on your board in your local time, which you can change here as well if you want to change the view time. So if a student says like, what time you're available in South African time on Tuesday, you can switch it and you can see, all right, I'm available from 3 a.m. to 10:30 and 5 p.m. to 6:30 or whatever. In settings, you can choose when you want your calendar to start, how many hours you want it to be. I think 16 is generally enough. Most of us aren't working 24 hours a day. You can choose the duration if you want 10 minutes, 15, 30, or 60-minute time slots. And set your home or your default time zone, which is the place that you're teaching from most of the time, because you can change the view anytime you want. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Teacher Cal. So let me explain what's coming soon to OTC. So one thing we're releasing soon is, and it's going to be linked to Teacher Cal, is a teacher website. So for those of you who are freelancing and working for yourself and you want a place to direct students to when they want to book a class with you, or they want to learn more about you and your teaching style, basically we're launching a generator that you can enter all your information, upload your videos and your pictures, and it formats it into a beautiful website that you can send students, where they can book classes with you. They can view your availability via Teacher Cal, which will be plugged into it. And basically, it gives you an online presence, a website to direct students to that are interested in your classes. You will be able to set your own domain. So you could have like teachertimmy.com or tutorgeorge.com. You can set your own domain as long as it's available as well. And it just saves time. You don't have to go in and do actual website editing. You don't even have to do drag and drop stuff. You just put in your information, select your color scheme and things like that, and bam, you've got a teacher website. And then you can set it to your own domain as well. So that's coming soon. Hopefully it'll be released by the end of the year. Big ESL Drive is something we're releasing very soon. And basically, this is going to be a shared drive for teachers to share teaching materials. So on here are going to be over 2 terabytes of PDFs of workbooks, worksheets, along with the audio and the video, if the textbook comes along with it. But it's going to be set up as a way so that your responsibility to make sure that you have the correct copyright to use any of the shared items in it is your own responsibility. But you'll be able to see pretty much every textbook out there within this drive. We're still working out a few small things, but thanks. Reese says she's got some more materials. So definitely let me know about that, and we can add it to the drive if you're happy for us to do that. But this will be kind of like a Google Drive, but not a Google Drive, where anybody can kind of log in and view. They can search for like modern materials for teaching online. Again, end of the year, this should be released. So the courses currently online, my course, which is about getting involved in the industry, getting started, finding paying positions, marketing yourself a little bit, and freelancing, and practical tips for actually teaching. Cornelius's course, which is available at OTC, and his course is practical tips for actually teaching online. And then we got 2 courses coming soon. Start Your Own School Business, which is going to be kind of a step-by-step guide. Plus, it'll include mentorship for people who want to launch their own online school, not just freelance themselves. They want to create an online school with multiple teachers, and we'll have a course on that. And we're going to have a course that's focused on freelancing, finding your own students, marketing yourself, and those courses are coming soon. But at the moment, if you're just getting started, I recommend my course, From Zero to Booked. And I would take Cornelius's course as well. It's as great for practical teaching advice for, even if you've taught in a classroom and you want to know how to adapt that to the online setting, to the little kind of square you get as an online teacher. Cornelius is a very experienced teacher. His course used to be on Udemy, and it had 9,000 paying students. So it's a good course. So you can check those out if you want. Other than that, we have a few other products coming soon that are going to be either free or close to free. One is Phonics Tracker, which is going to be a way for you to track the phonics of your students. So track their progress of their phonics for teachers that are teaching phonics courses. And then we've got a news website coming up where it will automatically generate articles at different levels, A1, A2, B1, B2. And then it will have quizzes and comprehension tests automatically generate from that. That's coming soon too. We're not making that, but we're working with a partner who's going to create that, and he's going to include it in the package, which is OTC. All right, my throat's running a bit dry. I need to have a beer, I think. But I'll leave it there for today. Unless I get any more questions now, I'll leave it open for another couple minutes. If anybody wants to post a question, I will answer it. But if not, I'll leave it there for today. And thank you, everybody, who joined the live. And if you're watching the recording and you do have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. Enjoy your beer. Thanks, Harry. All right, guys. Until the next time, hopefully I'll do at least one of these a week. So, yep. Best of luck with your online teaching careers, everybody, and happy teaching.